another couple. The people are doubled up, tripled up in apartments across the city, and this is a part of the invisible homelessness situation that we see in Nashville. And it causes terrible problems that we see throughout the city. The mayor interested in trying to do something about youth violence. Well, this is a huge part of the youth violence problem as well. If people don't have stable places to live, if they're in camps and they're threatened with eviction, wherever they're threatened with eviction, they ultimately, it increases the tensions and the problems within the area. There have been a series of apartments that have been bought out and turned into higher priced housing. Edmondson Manor, for example, and the James Robertson, which still is empty. And all of these people have been forced into other places, often either outside of the county or into literal homelessness.
Now, Mr. Rodriguez, you talk about the statistical information in reference to the homeless population. Give us some information in reference to that and how what we're doing here in Nashville differs from some of the issues, some of the other areas that you might be familiar with.
Yeah, so my focus in my research is national, although in the last year or so I've tried to focus more on Nashville specifically. What's really striking to me is how normalized mass homelessness has become. So in leading up to the 1980s, homelessness was more or less cyclical. It would be tied a lot more to the labor market. When there was a lot of unemployment, there would be a lot more homelessness. When unemployment would go down, homelessness would tend to go down too. But starting in the late 70s, early 1980s, we started to see this sustained mass homelessness, and the bottom floor estimates today are about 500,000 nationally, although it's that's not counting a lot of people, so it's probably over 1 million at least. And so so one question I have is why is it we've gotten used to it, we've adjusted to homelessness having a place in our society at this level, and so we need to do something to introduce it. We need to realize a different ethic, really. But so one, there are several approaches being adopted by Nashville to reduce homelessness. I mean, there's more of the preventive side, building affordable housing. That's what a lot of advocates here in Nashville are wanting to do. Once people become homeless, one debate nationally has been how do you, what's the best way to get people back into housing? Yeah.
And that's a real problem, you think, that, and you find that Nashville is no different in a real sense from a large number of urban areas, not only large areas, but I would imagine that if